Rolex prices have been on a bit of a wild ride over the past decade, and today we're going to take a look at where the Rolex market stands as we move into July 2024. We'll specifically focus on the trends and price actions happening within the Rolex model lineup on the secondary market. But first, just a heads up, the prices we discuss are subject to change due to market conditions and dealers' stock levels. Welcome to Opulent Oasis, where we talk about all things you should know about watches. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more updates and insider insights. And here's a quick note on some jargon: retail price, list price, and market price, just to keep everyone on the same page. Retail price, RRP, or list price are what Rolex sets as the official tag at their authorized shops. Market price, on the other hand, is what the streets say your watch is worth, which can swing above or below the official tag, depending on how the market's feeling. All the watches we're chatting about today are still in production. We've got a whole menu of options, but if you don't see the model you're curious about, it might be hiding in our last update. If not, just drop us a line in the comments and we'll make sure it gets some limelight next time around. Number 1. Rolex Explorer 2. Let's talk about the Rolex Explorer 2 with its sleek black dial. Imagine a dealer offers to buy a 2024 full set for $93,750, and you jump on that deal. Now the dealer has your watch, but then 5 more people call up wanting to unload the same model at the same price within the same week. Here's where the situation becomes challenging for our dealer. Stocking up on identical models like they're going out of style isn't the sharpest move. Dealers thrive on variety. It's the spice of their inventory life. Remember, market prices and inventory can be as unpredictable as a cat on a hot tin roof, so keep this in mind when you're ready to sell. Number 2. Rolex GMT Master 2. Let's dive into the latest scoop on the GMT Master 2 Bruce Wayne in steel. This newcomer sports a black and grey bezel, jazzed up with a green GMT hand, a fresh twist on a fan favorite. Most of you lean towards the Jubilee bracelet version, currently fetching around $23,125 on the market. If you're looking to pinch pennies, the Oyster bracelet shaves off about $1,250 from that price. Just last month, we had one decked out in Jubilee at Watch Trader, and it barely lasted a day before finding a new wrist to grace. While we're seeing high prices now, we anticipate a dip as more watches hit the shelves, but for the moment, it's a seller's market. Now, if you're hunting for the best bang for your buck in current production GMT Master 2s, cast your eyes on the 126710 BLNR on the Oyster bracelet, affectionately known as the Batman. This icon isn't new to the scene, boasting a decade with its striking black and blue bezel. With a retail price of $11,687.50, dealers are still willing to make a little room for profit, typically reselling unworn 2024 models for about $16,875. For a Jubilee bracelet, prepare to fork over an extra $625, reflecting its higher allure both new and pre-owned. Speaking of staying strong, the Pepsi model holds its ground with similar prices to last month, hovering around $21,812.50 for the Oyster and $1,250 more for the Jubilee, confirming the market's love affair with this style. But for those of you with a taste for something a bit more luxe, the white gold variations of the Pepsi, with either a blue or a meteorite dial, might pique your interest. Priced at $46,250 and $48,750 respectively, these aren't watches you'll see flooding the market. Selling the blue might not be the best move financially, as you'd likely take a hit. However, the meteorite dial, while tricky to snag from an authorized dealer, does command a premium in the mid-40s when you can find it. It's such a rare gem that collectors tend to hold onto it tight when they manage to get their hands on one. On the other hand, one of the best GMTs out there, in our humble opinion, has got to be the 126710 GR&R, affectionately dubbed the Guinness, though some folks like to call it the Zombie. This stylish two-tone model made its debut in 2023, so it's still fairly fresh on the scene. The price is gradually softening, which might catch the eye of a savvy shopper. Now, if you think the two-tone is a looker, the full yellow gold version will knock your socks off. It's not just the weight or the shimmering gold Jubilee bracelet, it's the whole package. As of the latest 2024 Rolex retail update, it's priced at about $44,250. Before we dive back in, how about joining our crew? Hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our latest content. All right, let's get back to it. Number 3. Rolex Yacht-Master 40. Let's shift gears to the Yacht-Master 40 in steel with its charming platinum bezel and slate dial. This piece has a retail swing of around $11,985, but you can spot 2024 models flirting with the market at about $15,000. For those who fancy a splash of color, the blue dial version dips about $625 less, maybe because it doesn't quite steal the spotlight like the slate. Here's the kicker. Neither dial will fetch more if you're planning to sell back to a dealer. What you see is what you get if you snag one brand new. Now for the steel and rose models, we've got something a bit off the beaten path with a matte black dial, which is a rare bird in the modern Rolex lineup. And if you're into something a bit sweeter, the sunray finished chocolate dial is exclusive to rose gold pieces. Both these beauties sit at an RP of about $18,125. However, spotting a 2024 model in the wild is like finding a needle in a haystack, likely because flipping these isn't exactly a moneymaker right out of the gate. Number 4. Rolex Oyster Flex. Moving on our attention to the Oyster Flex models, they come decked out in yellow, white, and rose gold, all sporting a classic black dial. The rose gold gets a little twist with a matte finish, standing out from the gloss on its siblings, and it sizes down to a neat 40mm compared to the 42mm cases of the yellow and white versions. Despite their bling, all these models are surprisingly more wallet-friendly than retail prices would suggest. But here's a heads up. Stumbling upon a 2024 model is like spotting a unicorn, because selling one of these fresh from the store could make your bank account wince, especially the white gold version, which seems to play shy in the resale market. The current appetite for the Oyster Flex Yacht-Master models isn't exactly voracious, but if you're on the hunt, peeking at 1- or 2-year-old models could uncover some pretty slick deals. Now let's chat about a real standout in the Rolex world, the 42mm Titanium model, a newcomer released in 2023. It hit the shelves with a retail tag of about $1,687.50. But don't let that fool you. It's currently making waves in the market at a whopping $36,875. These beauties are scarce, and scoring one at retail takes more than just cash. It requires a solid gold relationship with an authorized dealer and perhaps a bit of luck. While some might say this watch is Rolex flexing its marketing muscles, showcasing it as an ultra-rare jewel few will ever clasp, it's hard to ignore its undeniable charm. Decked out in mostly matte finishes and crafted from titanium, it presents a sleek and sophisticated look. Number 5. Rolex Air King. Diving into the Rolex Air King, this model is like the welcoming committee of Rolex's professional lineup, rocking a brushed oyster bracelet paired with a unique dial that catches the eye. It is priced at a retail value of approximately $8,125, but has been observed reaching up to $9,375 in the pre-owned market. Dealers are typically offering around or just shy of its list price. We've noticed some neat upgrades in the case design and dial over its predecessor, which, frankly, makes it a standout. However, it's fair to say the Air King is a bit of a Marmite situation. You either fall head over heels for it, or you just don't. But hey, that's what makes it interesting, right? Number 6. Rolex Skydweller. Now that we're at the end, turning our attention to the Rolex Skydweller in steel, those blue and mint dials are currently winning the popularity contest, especially when teamed up with the Jubilee bracelet. The mint dial is the high roller of the bunch, fetching around $26,250, but we're betting it'll eventually level out to match the blue, which you can snag for about $23,750. The black dial seems to edge out the white in terms of demand, though neither is exactly flying off the shelves. so expect these to hover around list price in the eyes of a dealer. If your heart's set on the steel and gold variant, brace yourself. It's a tough find in the 2024 lineup. The lack of juicy profits means fewer of these luxe models are making it to market, which might just be a silver lining if you're aiming to buy one fresh from an authorized dealer. On the other hand, if you're all about snagging one at retail, you might have better luck with the previous reference 326993. If you had a good time watching this video, why not give it a thumbs up? And hey, if you're keen to see more, hitting that subscribe button wouldn't hurt. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we're excited to see you in the next one.